Morning, everyone. How you doing? Just enjoying a cup of coffee in the morning and going over the CNBC headlines. So, do is just share with you what caught my attention this Monday morning. So, we'll first start off with Bank of America. Bank of America has come out this Monday morning and increased their chances of a recession to 1 in 3 for the next 12 months. I think they went from 1 in 8 to 1 in 3, so a significant, um, I don't know, increase, I would guess. And again, as we started talking about last week, I even had a video last week about the recession being pretty likely in the next 12 months. I think I'm actually starting to feel it's all but certain. And you can go back and check out some of the earlier videos and see what I was seeing. Right, the Disney report was interesting. Even Uber's report was interesting because if you step back from the company and you try to look at it from a consumer, what's going on at the consumer level. Each of those companies, right, starts with a ride, in case of Uber, or entertainment, and that's mainly consumer based. So I think the world is quickly heading to an environment that we're going to have to work together to get out of. And that work together actually brings up an interesting one. Next up, I got it looks like Argentina was doing some early elections, or it sounds like a multi-step process in their election. But the net of it is their center right. I'm not even sure what that means. Leader who has been trying to get the economy and their currency stronger, which is hard to do, right? It's been some austerity plans and things of that nature, which again, at the people level, right, the folks voting, that's hard to do, right? So it's easy to say, let's give stuff away to get elected, and then how do you pay for it, right? How do you do all those things? So we need to watch, the rest of the world, right? We talked last week about the UK having a negative quarter, which could be the first of a couple, right? The whole Brexit thing is having an impact. There are many other countries that are struggling right now. And in a world of low interest rates and even negative interest rates, this should be concerning. I think, the trade war between the two biggest countries is not helpful for anyone. And, something needs to be done, but I can see a pretty choppy economy for the next 12 months, 18 months going forward. So just realize that's where my head's at. It's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds on a daily basis with you. Next up, Goldman Sachs, I thought had an interesting call. They basically said, hey, I know how to beat the trade war. Don't buy company stocks that produce stuff. That was essentially their call, and their thesis in this argument was, hey, if they got to import even raw material from China, that stuff's getting more and more expensive. And, why would you want to buy a company that has some dependency on an ever escalating trade war and expenses and things of that nature? So buy service oriented companies, which I thought was interesting, but misguided probably, right? I think, when you kind of take off aside of the companies that produce stuff and you only look at services companies, I think you may have a short-term better performance, but I think it all is interrelated, and it's going to be a problem. You may have an extra quarter of before it kind of catches up to you. But I think if this slows down, I think the service based companies are going to be impacted as well. And then the last one is Nike. Nike did something I thought was interesting, something certainly to watch and see if it takes off in other companies. But they just released a subscription model for kids' shoes. I don't pretend to know how that would work, but I do think it's interesting, right? Kids grow, right? Buying lots of shoes. There could be some times where parents want Nikes but can't afford them or whatnot. So getting them into subscription based early, could lock them into a better revenue stream for kids. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know how many kids, we're talking kids like 2 to 10, right? 2 to 8, whatever it is. I I don't know if they're shoe conscious, but their parents are, right? They're brand conscious. So I thought that was pretty clever. We'll see how it works out. I don't know how it would be shipping used or old shoes back and what happens to them. Do they get refurbished? I don't know all the ins and outs, but I thought it was an interesting idea, right? Again, lock somebody in, make it a monthly charge, providing easy way to return the old and get the new. But again, I think the idea is genius because they lock them into just buying the next bigger size in Nike, as opposed to going to the store and say, what's on sale? So I thought that was a genius move. I could see how that would work. I could see a whole, I don't know, a focus or a line for Nike that just focuses on kids. I could see the campaign. I could see the whole social media campaign about, I think they called it Smart Kids or Smart Kicks, Smart Kicks. So I thought that was pretty cool. So in the end, the ones that caught my attention this morning is the big shops, Bank of America in this case, are starting to lean towards what this channel is talking about is recession's coming. The world is getting ever more complex with Argentina, going potentially a different direction. I think there are elections in October. Goldman Sachs is providing a thesis of buy service-based stocks instead of producing-based stocks, which I don't know. That seems kind of odd to me. And then Nike releasing a subscription model. So that's what I took from today. Do me a favor, as always, let me know what you think. Tell me what you saw in the market today in the comments below. Hit that subscription button, hit the like button, and do me a favor and share these videos. We're going to be doing these daily, thanks to Gary Vee and a Nipsey Hussle interview I saw on Gary Vee's channel. I think it was from 2017. So we're going to do these YouTube lives every day. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button, and let's see what tomorrow brings. Take care.